M. This is your motivation for the week. Get your vitamins. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hey, good evening. Welcome to the Vitamin M Show. Listen, I am your hype girl. I am your resident motivator. I am your home girl next door. Listen, for the next 30 minutes, we get to go on a journey together. So welcome to Vitamin M Motivation with Marshall Sterling. That is me, and I could not be more excited about tonight. Listen, every time I come on, every time I get the opportunity to record, it's always the nerves that come before it. But then I always think, this is going to be the one that was better than the one before, and this is going to be the one that's better than the one before. And I cannot pick my favorites. But listen, I want to tell you that tonight is anticipated. I have been waiting for this moment. And listen, I see you getting your vitamins. Hey, I see you getting your vitamins. Hey, get your vitamins. Hey, get your vitamins. Hey, get your vitamins. Yeah! You get to get your vitamins. But listen, I had to tell you something. Tonight, we are in for a treat. I'm just gonna already say I'm anticipating, I'm getting prepared for the laughter. I'm getting prepared for what is going to be shared. I don't know what is going to happen on tonight, but I know it is going to be great because of the person that is joining me on tonight. Remember, we are in our series, My Story, Everybody Has One. What's yours? I'm not even gonna try to think that I can even properly introduce this person with all of her accolades and the things that she does. All I'm gonna tell you is, listen, do you see this face? I just want you to get into this face on tonight. Just get into this face. You see this? Just take a look. Yes. The person that does this, that keeps me looking good every single solitary Sunday night, she is here. And usually she's behind the camera. Usually she stays behind the camera. She does she beats the face to the God. She is a dear friend, near and dear friend to my heart. And I cannot wait for you to hear her story, because trust me when I tell you that she has a story to tell that we all need to hear. So I need you to welcome my behind the scenes friend that keeps me going, Miss Jacky. Hi, friend. How are you, friend?
Better than I deserve.
and listen, you typically stay behind the scenes, but I had to twist your arm into coming and to share your story with the world, to share your story, because ma'am.
That was a big twist.
I had to twist your arm. You gotta come on and tell this. You have to come on and tell this story. So I'm gonna kick it off by allowing you, before we get into your story, just tell the people a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Because obviously your makeup, or I'm just telling you this, she keeps it looking good. But tell us about who you are. Introduce yourself to the audience. Just tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Jacky, born and raised in Dallas, Texas, and I'm an esthetician, licensed esthetician, but I'm a makeup artist at heart. That is my true passion. And I've been doing it for about 14 years now, and I decided to open up a spa because skin is really where I want to be at, just because you got to have good skin to have good makeup. They go hand in hand. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
That is you in a nutshell. Jacky, tell us about your family. Tell us about your kids, because you got some. Listen, come on, Jacky. Really.
I got grown kids. I have 3 kids. I have a 25-year-old daughter, a 21-year-old son, and a 17-year-old daughter, and then I have a 3-year-old grandbaby.
And she is. That's the glam baby.
I'm almost an empty nester.
You are almost empty nester. You are almost an empty nester. Tell us, what made you, and I'll have to add something before that, what made you get into being an esthetician, into skincare, into makeup? What sparked that? Because it's not just something a road everybody wants to go down. So what started the journey into glamming everybody out and to making us all look good?
Well, I really got into makeup in high school. By the time I was graduating, I was doing the teacher's makeup, my friends' makeup. You got prom? Come on, let's do it together. And so it's really a passion. You know, I just played around with it, taught myself, took a couple of classes, and then boom, here we go.
You just said, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't need to teach myself because I just don't think it's gonna be as
you could get it
as good. So it just started out as a passion. Just you're passionate about something, and then it has turned into
a business. A business.
That is crazy. You know what, guys? And when you really think about that, I think if we all tap into our passion, then look where we could all be if we really tapped into that, what we are passionate about, because it's what makes you really do what you do and what keeps you going. Because I don't see, is it a struggle? So when you get ready to when you get the phone calls, the appointments, is it a struggle? Because to me, I feel like that when you're passionate about something, that is something that you want to do and that it comes to me fairly easy. It's not something that you have to struggle with.
Even on your worst day, you know, because it is my passion. I don't mind getting up and doing it. I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning doing people's makeup, and they want to catch flights, you know, before they leave and be cute on the plane. You know, I've done movie sets to where we're at 3 o'clock at night. 3 o'clock in the morning still. From 7 o'clock in the daytime, we're filming, and you just on foot, and you just get to see how makeup change people.
Tell us about some of the makeup. So tell the people about some of the makeup that you've done, because you don't just do makeup like in the sense that I think of makeup. You do some kind of unique, people come to you for some unique things.
My favorite makeup session I did is I went to a nursing home, and we got to glam up the grannies for Mother's Day. And we had a blast, you know, just getting these people up that don't, you know, have to put on makeup every day and glam them up, and for them to walk around and be at peace and happy and feeling cute. That's the best feeling in the world.
Oh my gosh, that has to be the best feeling in the world. So when we think about your story, Jacky, she is the best. I say best in the business. That's just my own personal opinion. I mean, you know, I'm a little biased because we always together. But tell us about that. Tell us about that fateful day. So you are a makeup artist, yes. Mm-hmm. But what started that fateful day, November 2022?
Well, I just had a headache that day, and I told my husband, go get some aspirin. By the time he came back, I was already on the floor, passed out, foaming at the mouth, and they rushed me to the hospital. It was a stroke and a brain aneurysm. An artery had busted in the back of my head, and all the blood drained down to the bottom of my spine, so I wasn't able to walk. I had to learn how to talk all over again. The stroke hit on my left side, which is a blessing because I work with my right side. And you know, the first thing I said after coming out of surgery is, I got clients today.
Wait a minute. She comes out of surgery, and that's a lot right there. We are going to break down Jacky's story after these messages.
Here to moisturize the world, Joy's Hair and Body Butter is a handcrafted, all-natural product that will meet all of your hair and skin care needs. As a hair moisturizer, it is safe to use on all hair types, including natural, permed, color-treated, dreads, and children's hair. Joy grew tired of wasting money on products that did not do what the label said, and were far from being natural. She now creates products that are changing the self-care needs of every one of her clients. Hair products include Joy's Extra Thirsty Hair and Body Butter, Silky Scalp, Beard Cream, Hair Growth Oil, and her Lock Oil and Cream specially formulated to promote lock growth. As a skin moisturizer, Joy's Hair and Body Butter will bring life back to your skin with highly moisturizing natural oils that leave skin looking and feeling great. Clients have used Joy's Got That Relief to treat conditions such as eczema and have shown proven results that just get better after the first application. Visit our website at www.joysbutter.com for more information and to place your order today.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Listen, Jacky was trying to, listen. She was trying to take us quick. I said, we got to unpack this whole entire situation and what happened. She said something very powerful. And then after we started kind of talking about what ended up happening. So, Jackie, wait a minute. So you're at home.
At home.
Just minding your own business. And you have a headache.
Literally just got out the bed. I was watching TV when my husband got out the bed, and I stood up and I was like, my head is killing me. It was like the worst pain you could ever. I couldn't see. Everything was dizzy. And, you know, I had high blood pressure for like 4 years, and I was on 3 medications at the same time, but I take them faithfully, do what the doctor asked me to do. But obviously that day was not the day the medicine was gonna work, because that's what caused the aneurysm and the stroke, was high blood pressure. So when they came and got me, that's what happened. I had all this blood sitting in the back of my brain, and it was due to my blood pressure being so high that it just busted by itself, an artery.
Just so you started from and how many of us, and I say this all the time, like how many of us have something just that, and I say what we take to be simple, it's a headache. You wake up, you have a headache, you get a little dizzy, and then the next thing you know, you're in the next thing you know, you're in the hospital and you have the blood running down to your spine, all due to high blood pressure.
Blood pressure. It's
so
crazy.
what did they end up? So take us through when they transport you to the hospital, and then what? You just like.
Well, most of everything was a blur, because, you know, you suffer from short-term memory loss. I don't know how long it's going to take to get that back. They say it could take up to 18 months, 2 years, but I do suffer from short-term memory loss. Like I can move from the kitchen to the bathroom and just simply forget what I'm doing at that moment and at that time. I thank God for these new phones, because that's what keeps me on time all the time. If it died, it's a wrap.
It's like it died.
So, yeah.
Friend, I remember that day. It was right before, we had just filmed like the weekend before. You may not remember. I mean, we filmed like the weekend, like right before that. We had filmed the first episode 1, and we are at episode, I don't know, I think this is 47, 46, somewhere in there. What we on? We on 47, 46 or something like that. Oh, we on 40, whatever, 45 is what we're on. And we were on 1, and all I remember saying was, I'm selfish. I'm being real selfish.
You wasn't the only one.
I was being real selfish. I was like, oh, I mean, in prayer for you, not that I wasn't praying, but I was sure selfish. It was a selfish prayer for you to get better, because I didn't know who's gonna do my makeup. That was my whole premise of this whole prayer. I'm crying, and I remember your mom, I just remember your mom posting on Facebook, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. And it panicked me so, because the reason why I wanted you to come on and tell people about your story, Jack, is because how many people actually survive a brain aneurysm? Like,
I don't know anyone. It was definitely the grace of God that kept me alive, because, you know, people tell me all the time, you're a walking miracle. Like, I don't know nobody that did a stroke and a brain aneurysm at the same time. Like, my best friend's sister just had a stroke 3 weeks before I did, and she's still not walking to this day. And, you know, it is definitely the grace of God to learn how to walk, to learn how to talk, to be able to still come back, open up a shop, and flow.
And your mom posted that day, and all I remember, and I'm telling you, this is God. Jackie, all I remember was reading that, and I'm telling you, I'm being honest with the audience, it was selfish. And I say that because I was thinking about myself. I was thinking about, wait a minute, who the heck gonna do my makeup? And I just started this show, and I'm gonna look crazy. I don't know what I'm gonna look like. But it also took me back. It also took me back to 1994, 93. And my uncle, I remember getting a phone call from my mom that my uncle had a brain aneurysm. And my uncle did not come out of it. I remember going to the hospital. They told us everything. The same exact thing, Jackie, my uncle was at the gym and said he's like, ooh, my head. And the guy that was there, the witness, said he just ended up kind of saying the same thing, stood up and was like, oh, I'm kind of dizzy. But he had just finished a workout. And so he went to sit down, and then that was it. And then he passed out. And we had to, then my mom, my grandma had to make decisions about his life, and his wife had to make decisions about his life and all of that. But that is the miracle in that my uncle didn't make it out. So I'm literally thinking, my friend Because that's the only point of reference I have is what I've experienced, and my friend's not gonna make it out of this.
But that's kind of the key. I'm like grateful that I just didn't try to sleep it off, because I probably would have never woke up, you know, just going to sleep. I was up, you know, walking around the house, and I can't tell you how the day played out. I just know they got me to the hospital. I had a great team of doctors that did amazing surgery, because I had tubes in my skull, you know, just trying to drain as much blood and fluid as they could, because everything was so swollen. And it was just crazy being in rehab for a whole month, you know, being the youngest person in rehab, because everybody was senior citizens. And just walking, well, barely walking. I had a walker. Like, it's just humbling for real.
But
to a degree to where you just be like, you have to get up and thank God for your day, because you just never know how your day gonna be. And to this day, you don't know. It could happen again. Like my doctor was like, if it happens again, you'll probably be paralyzed from the neck down. So I don't know. You know, you just have to be grateful for where you're at and just keep going. Like, you know, God got your back no matter what.
That's amazing. That is so amazing to me. Sis, I remember texting your phone, and I wish I had my phone, but I remember texting your phone saying, I love you, I'm praying for you, I miss you. I knew you weren't gonna be able to answer the phone, but I was sure, like, please, somebody on the opposite end of this answer her phone to say something. And I text you Happy New Year, and you text back, and like a couple of days after that, or a couple weeks after that, you were like, I'm back on the payroll. And I was like, wait, what? Hold on, let's read this text message again. Ma'am, you had just had a brain aneurysm and a stroke in November.
That's how I know I love what I do. I love what I do.
It was January, ma'am.
In the hospital bed, making plans, making appointments. I love what I do. Like, when I text them, my clients came up to the hospital, they was whispering in their ear, can I be the first? Can I be the first when you get out?
See,
let's go.
See, and I was like,
you're not gonna come.
I'm not coming. I'm just not gonna come. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait it out. And I'm gonna keep. But I kept sending text messages to make sure, like, and you text, and I was not expecting it. And I remember telling Jason, she back on the payroll. Like, I showed him the text message because I could not believe that you were literally saying
2 months.
2 months.
It's crazy.
2 months. And I remember the last text message was, I can't wait to get out of here. And I was like, you can't go anywhere.
Bust out.
Where were you gonna bust out to, ma'am?
Look, me and this walker was about to go far. We was about to get it. Put some extra tennis balls under there so I could stop, because I was ready to go. You know, I'm used to going 7 days a week nonstop, and to be stopped in your track to where now you have to, okay, take it easy. Because the first face I did, like, I was out of breath out of 10 minutes. Let me sit down, let me take a break. And you have to work yourself back up to it. And it took a lot of work on my behalf. Like, I didn't want to give up. You know, I was getting mad at myself. You go into a state of depression. Like, it was a whole thing. In the midst of that, yeah, I'll still do your face. You coming? What time? Okay, let's go.
But why did you not choose to, but like, tell us quick, like, why did you not choose to give up? Because to me, you had every reason in that moment to just.
I knew it was going to make me worse. It was gonna make me lazy. It's gonna make me worse, and I wasn't gonna fulfill my passion. And I had just opened up a storefront, so I had to be in there. I was paying rent.
So it's the motivation behind it.
Yes. You know, I gotta make money to spend this money.
That's, you know, and I forgot you had just opened up.
Mm-hmm. So, 2 weeks after I got home from the hospital. Yep.
Ma'am, 2 weeks after you got home from the hospital, you were opening up
I was still going to occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy. I was going to all of them still, but I still had to go to work. That's when you love what you do no matter what. You can do it in your sleep. Mm-hmm.
Do you love what you do so much that you're willing to go for it under all circumstances? And that is what Jacky did. Listen, we're gonna dive more into her story after these messages.
Want more of the Vitamin M Show with Marshall Sterling? Go get your vitamins daily in the on-demand section of the Inspire You app, or subscribe to us on YouTube for even more content. Continue to enjoy the show, and don't forget to spread the word about the Vitamin M Show with Marshall Sterling.
I have enjoyed this time talking to my sis. When we left off, we were having this discussion about, you were talking about being passionate. And I think that's something new for, I'm not even gonna say for young people, because I would say for the young generation, because sometimes I'm wondering where the passion is in there. But just for people sometimes, to me in general, that you literally was down for 2 months. And I don't mean just like, okay, well, I stumped my toe or I broke a toe. I mean, you literally are in the hospital, that had a brain aneurysm, has had a stroke. You're having to go through speech therapy, occupational therapy, all of these things. You gotta relearn the things that come. But it was, I think my takeaway was, it was the passion. It was the love for what you do. Mm-hmm. Where did that, I mean, like, how do you quantify, or how do you explain that passion? Because that is crazy to me, because everybody don't have that, sis. I'm sorry.
I always trying to look from the client's point of view. Like, if you had a big engagement and you booked me and I was supposed to be there, like, and you don't have me there, it's a bad feeling, you know? Because I have to find somebody at the last minute. So I'm going to push through. I don't think I've ever, in the 14 years of doing makeup, I've never canceled on a client.
No.
Never. I try to show up as best way I can. If I can't, I'll send a backup for you. But for the most time, I like to be there because it makes me feel good to know that I can service you when you need me. And it's crazy because, you know, during life, you know, you can go through life helping everybody in the world. And sometimes when you need people, it's kind of hard to find them. But I was blessed and grateful. You know, I had a neighbor I was sharing a room with in the hospital, and she was like, I'm so jealous of her. She got so many visitors. It's always people here. And I just realized all the good you do for people, you know. Man. I don't have to have an explanation why I do stuff for you. It's just because it's out of love, and it comes in return. And that spoke volumes to me to where, like, okay, you can leave a little bit of a legacy for these people. And it showed, you know, that my work was not in vain.
It is. You have left a true legacy, and you are a walking and talking, I don't know how much more I can reiterate, a walking and talking testimony to how in the world, like, it was your destiny to sit here to share your story with other people. Because I'm sorry, I just can't get over this. Like, people, I don't know, you shouldn't be here. Like, you just shouldn't be. I'm sorry, you just shouldn't be here. Because you just shouldn't be able to walk away from all of that. Like, something, it should have just been, I mean, it could have been totally different, but it wasn't. And so you took this opportunity because it is an opportunity to still have this life that you have. You took it and you ran with it, and you then turn around and you open up your own business 2 weeks after getting out of the hospital. Really?
Favor ain't fair. This is a true testimony of that sentence right there. Favor is not fair. It's not, because a lot of people lost their life, and then, you know, you look at life, I'm telling you, it's different. I look at life so much different now. I'm like, I'm living, because that right there let me know you never know your time or your day. If I would have died, I'm asking my husband and my kids, how would y'all respond? Would y'all miss me? You know, I know people say they will miss you, but would they really, really miss you? That you 6 feet under right now, you know? And there's nothing you can do from the grave.
No.
Nothing. But have you made your mark on earth is the question.
Okay. Favor is not.
It's not
fair at all. It's just that when you have it, and clearly you have it, or in the moment, I mean, clearly ma'am, facts. Because I think I did. I was praying. I think we were all praying real hard, because I was like, this is not for selfishly, but it's because you don't want to see somebody else go through that pain, and that just that pain and agony of the person not being there. Like, that's a whole different.
Yeah, it's a new person. You have to build your way up to your self-esteem. I mean, I had a big, huge bald spot at the top of my head from all the tubes and staples that they had in my skull. And you looking at the mirror, and I'm looking like Fire Marshal Bill, like, how do I bounce back from this? I called my hairstylist. I was like, can you just put a bang on my forehead, because I need to feel it. You know, God was like, just put a wrap on, you gonna be all right.
You said say a bang on your forehead.
I need a bang right here on my forehead. Just put it on, please. Because that helps. I mean, you go through phases of depression. It's like days you can't get out the bed no matter what. And then you're like, tomorrow's gonna be a better day. I'm gonna try to do more, and I'm gonna try to do more. And I just kept pushing myself because I'm like, I'm a grandmother, I'm a mother, I'm a wife. Somebody gonna always need me for something. So I gotta keep pushing.
Ma'am. And that you tapping on that tap on depression door is something. Ooh, you knocking on that door, because I do think that depression is phases. But it's how do you, it's the mindset. It's what mindset do you maintain? And for you, it was somebody needs me, so I have to keep, or at least that's my takeaway, is that for you, it was somebody needs me, so I have to keep going. And I can't just lay here and give up and die. And
what am I teaching them at the end of the day? You gotta fight, or you don't fight, and you're not gaining nothing in return. So I'm just sitting at home, like the depression is like overtaking me, you know. Staying out of dark rooms, that's one thing that can take you in real quick, being in dark spaces. Like, you don't want to open up the blinds. So I make it a purpose every morning I get up, open these blinds up, let the sunlight come through, let me get woke. Because once you in there, the fight is the hardest fight you can ever fight to get out of it.
It is. I would definitely say that. And that is such a key, to me, that is a key takeaway, and a key point is, you know, get up and do something. Don't just, like, you gotta fight your way in. Like you said, open the blinds, let the light in. Because when we start to let light in, then it wakes you up, and it gives you that new lease on life. Sis, we are out of our time, so it's your last takeaway. What is the last piece of advice you have for the people? Like, what is the one thing you want them to know?
Live for yourself. You can't be everything to everybody, so you have to live for yourself. And you're your biggest enemy at the end of the day, because sometimes you'll talk yourself out of a blessing, you'll talk yourself out of being great. But if you put in your mindset, it's all about what you put in, regardless. Like, if you listening to negativity and all that, I get up every morning, you try to listen to something that's positive, be around people that's positive, that's gonna promote and help build you up, because otherwise, it's not gonna be a good look. So believe in you, bet on you no matter what.
I love it. Listen, we are going to give you the information on how to follow her on social media. This is my friend, and has been Jacky's story. Listen, everybody has one. What's yours? This has been your Vitamin M. We'll see you on next week.
Follow Jacky on social media. Scan the QR code to book your appointment at Serve Spa today. Please visit our website at www.marshallsterling.com.